morning, YouTube. I'm Wally. You're watching Swamp Fox Adventures. We're turning on 129 here. And Real Babes and I are going to look at another Montero. We absolutely love Monteros, especially when we're living down here. And we've got a rugged, like, off-road one. Real Babes wants more of a town one with nice upholstery and all the yummy fun girl stuff. So it's Sunday and almost nothing happens on Sunday in Puerto Rico, so we're going to use it to go look at some of these Monteros. Okay, since we're driving around looking at cars and stuff today, I think today's video is basically going to be on buying a house in Puerto Rico. One of the first things right off the rip you need to realize is it is not like the States. There is no such thing as like a buyer's agent. In the States, you want to buy a house, you go get a buyer's agent and you say, hey, you know what, I'm looking around this area. And they go to MLS and they pull all the listings up. There is no centralized MLS here in Puerto Rico. It is just listing agents. So when you go to look for a house, you quite literally are looking for a house. You're checking the clasificados online, which is basically like Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of home selling groups on the marketplace, and driving around, calling different realtors, going to their website. I mean, you literally have to go find your house. You can't go link up with an agent and be like, oh, you know, I want to look at houses in this price range in this area, and they come back to you with a sheet of 15 to 20 houses and you go look at them. That doesn't happen. You're quite literally finding your own houses. So without a buyer's agent, you're going to need someone to represent you as a buyer. Now, Puerto Rico, being a territory, is an attorney to close state, which means you can't use a closing agent. It has to be done by an attorney. We happen to have an attorney already because we used him for setting up the corporation and dealing with legal stuff as far as the iguana hunting, gun permits, so on and so forth. He also did real estate closings, which was a complete blessing. When the first property fell through, I contacted him before we were working with him as a real estate agent. He looked at what was going on and he was like, yeah, these people are trying to screw you. And they were. It was a complete scam from the very get-go. And luckily we are versed enough in real estate. We caught on. Like right before closing at the selling agent's office, and we backed out, and glad we did. Our attorney was like, yeah, you would have been out all of your money. I'm navigating as I video, so bear with me. Okay, I'm going to touch base on what happened with the first property. We put an offer in. It was contingent upon wasn't financing because we were paying cash. It was contingent upon inspection and appraisal, which is something that we put into all of our contracts, giving us a way out. This house came back appraised a little less than what the contract price was. So we negotiated with the sellers. Everything was good. We get to the real estate agent to talk about closing, which is going to be in about 3 days from that point. And he says, hey, everything's great for the closing. Everything's on time. What we're going to do is we're going to close, but you don't get the keys. Come back in like a month to get the keys because they're going to rent the apartment out for a month. Well, they were trying to have somebody occupy the building so they would take basically our sales money at the closing table, and then it would be 2 to 4 years of legal hell trying to remove those people from the property. Meanwhile, they are paying the sellers who also would have pocketed our cash for the sale price. So needless to say, we got out of that first contract and we left the real estate agent's office, and he said, I'm going to drop a document to release you from the contract. I'll send it over to you. We got it, and what he had outlined in the release of contract was different reasons, but it also said as soon as we signed, he was going to give us our earnest money back. Here it's called a deposit, but it's basically earnest money. We said, okay. Before we signed, we sent that document to our lawyer, and he said, you know what? This guy looks like he's trying to pull a fast one by wording it like this, but He said, you've already got the contract signed. He says right here, he will give the money back as soon as you sign. So it doesn't matter what reason he put, just sign it. We said, okay, cool. We signed it and sent it over to him. Real Babes and I were on our way home. We get a message from him via text. It says, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to give you the earnest money back. Our lawyer's gonna have to look at this and make sure it's legal. And at that point, I lost it. I called him up. I'm like, listen, dude, you try to screw me out of this money? It was like $5K. I was like, I will spend $10K to legally bury you. I will make sure you will never, ever, ever list another piece of real estate in this community ever again. He ended up giving the money back. It took about 2 days of threats, but he paid back. Okay, we are up here and we are going to the first Montero. We're trying to find it. It says we're right around here somewhere, but it is Puerto Rico and GPS isn't exactly on point all the time. Always use multiple GPS. Mine failed, took us to the wrong location. It's usually Real Babe's phone that does that. And she pulled up a different location on her phone, and that's where we're going now. Okay, we knew something was up because there was no Montero where we were at. Oh, I love those tiles. I love the Spanish colonial type architecture on that house. Montero looks really, really clean from here. We're about to look inside. We're waiting on the seller. That's the 6-cylinder too, yeah. Rebuild?
Yeah, they rebuilt
okay.
3 years ago.
All the labels are original.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The transmission. Pretty clean.
It looks really clean. Open the back door so I can get the video in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, his whole CD is like...
Yeah, it's very clean.
Yeah.
Is that a good town car?
Yeah, I think so. And then he was saying most of this is here. It's like the
oh
repair
yeah.
kit. He said, but you can get this part, you know, at any repair store.
Yeah. We are test driving. The transmission feels great.
Okay. This guy who was working for her and whatnot. Okay.
Is that going to fit the bill, baby?
I think so.
Okay, we decided to go ahead and buy that Montero. Now, it has a clear title, according to the seller. But clear title in Puerto Rico is not the same as a clear title in the United States. Now, clear title in Puerto Rico means it has to have no tickets on it, none of that stuff. And you basically have to get a DMV printout. Also, you have to do an instant transfer. And because a lot of this is new territory for us, we are going to our attorney. You basically have to go to an attorney with the seller to do the title transfer and pay the taxes, which are done with little self-adhesive tax stamps that come from La Hacienda, which is basically like Puerto Rico's version of the IRS, if you will. Not only do you have to make sure when you buy the car that it has no traffic tickets against it, you also have to make sure, bam, I have batteries again, GoPro's working. I don't know where I left off. Okay, you have to do a transfer. You have to make sure that there's no traffic tickets on the car. You have to make sure there's no auto pass fines. Auto pass is a little sticker, sort of like the Sun Pass in Florida for your tolls. And if you don't have money on that account and you pass through a toll, it scans it and you get a fine. So you also have to get a printout from the DMV that shows that that vehicle is clear of all fines and traffic tickets. So we looked at the first Montero, we made the decision to purchase it. The sellers are going to meet us at our lawyer's office on Monday to do the transfer, all that, pay the taxes, and then we can get that tagged and we're taking it home. Okay, this video is gonna be a little all over the place, but its primary focus is going to be buying real estate and vehicles in Puerto Rico. Now, you can ship a car over. It's going to cost you about $1,500 to $2,000 if it gets shipped out of Miami, Lauderdale area in South Florida. But once it comes in, you have to pay taxes on it. And that's why we buy older, especially first series, like mid-90s, Mitsubishi Monteros. They are bulletproof, they last forever, they're all over, they're extremely plentiful, and they're cheap. You can find a good one. We're paying $3,800 on that one right there. So for basically the same price it would cost, because of taxes and shipping fees, to import a car to Puerto Rico, you can buy one for the exact same price as shipping and taxes. It just makes more sense to buy one.
On his moped.
I know. I totally missed that, YouTube. That was a big dude my size on a pink moped with one of those helmets with the fuzzy pink mohawks. It was unique.
He had character.
Lots of character. Taking a break from running errands. We're actually buying some parts for our existing Montero. We're getting some new windshield wipers, and we're getting a stereo. I think we're gonna have Alex install a stereo and some speakers. Okay, we are heading back up Route 681. There's Iggy's all over on both sides today. We're gonna grab some coffee at Simple, then we're going to a friend's wife's food truck to get some seafood, and then we're going back to our property. We are not looking at the Montero truck until Monday because we can't do a transfer anyways, and it's in Aguadilla, which is like an hour and a half from here. Oh, nobody's fishing the bridge, which is odd for a Sunday.
Probably was the tide.
Yeah, the tide is up pretty heavy. Before you commit to buying someplace, before you even put an offer in, make sure you're gonna groove in the neighborhood. Real Babes and I rented a place for, I think we're going on our 4th month right now. We had already spent a lot of time in the area before that. So I guess about 6 months altogether, and we used it as base camp, went all over Puerto Rico. We wanted to stay on the north area simply because that's where we work, that's where all our friends are, that's where we already have a network system, if you will. And the more and more we explored, the more and more we decided Elote is the place for us. And being able to live here for as long as we did really helped with that decision. Okay, the parking lot is slammed here at Simple, but it's either some really short people inside and I can't see over the windowsill, or there's not a lot of people in the restaurant. We're gonna find out. That is a Puerto Rican race runner. Oh my goodness, look, it's yet another Montero. They're all over the place. There's a reason for that too. Here's the turnoff, or one of the turnoffs. You can turn off a little further up the road, but when we turn at that little bar there, it allows us to run some of the rural roads, and there's no traffic, and we always see interesting stuff. So actually the Cayman Pond, well, part of the lagoon is up here, and that's where we saw a big caiman, one of the biggest caimans the last time we were here. We'll see if he's still there. We just passed the Cayman Pond, and it is dry as a bone. We love our new little neighborhood. Everyone waves, just like at home in Bono Beach. Big pot cake running down the road. He looked sort of frisky. We're about to take off, y'all, but I wanted to show you this little veranda comes right off the kitchen. And this is where Real Babes is gonna start her herb and salad garden.
Perfect.
There's the little kitchen garden area from the main veranda. And this is where we're gonna kill iguanas. We're gonna shoot them straight from the balcony to keep them out of the garden. These cows are getting happy. I guess it's dinner time. Or milking time. We're still about to go get some food, but I've got all these nollies coming out. We just rearranged some of these orchids growing on this tree. This is a flamboyant tree, and there's like 4 or 5 different types of orchids growing on it, and we actually have one store-bought one we're gonna add to it. Okay, look at this big male. No, that's a female. It's hard to tell. Like, that's a female. She's got more orange on her than she should.
Some pretty color morphs up here.
Yeah. Run, you scaly vermin. Run. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, Carlos.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien?
Saludos.
Saludos. Buenos días. Bebidas, let me see.
Pastelillos, camarones, pulpo, langosta, carne molida, pollo. Okay. I'll do one shrimp and do something else and we'll split.
Yeah, what is this? Is that the thing that we got?
¿Qué es
¿Qué
eso?
este?
¿Qué es
Oh,
eso?
acapurria.
Acapuria.
this is
¿Qué
Carne
es?
molida?
Carne molida con
Oh,
That's the like
sí,
we got. I
sí,
wanted
yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
¿Qué is there here? ¿Qué tipo?
Carne molida.
carne molida
Ground beef.
de beef.
Okay, ground beef, yeah.
De vaca.
Ajá.
Yeah, yeah, gran vaca. Yeah. Carne de vaca. Fruta de pan, breadfruit tostones. We got some shrimp salad. I think Real Babes is going to get a fork.
Tostones de pan. Breadfruit tostones. Y, what'd you say?
Oh, there's a fork right there. We have a fork.
Muy bien. Christine,
So
we're
good.
talking about these, the breadfruit tostones.
My goodness, they're good. I think it's my new favorite tostone.
Really?
Another Montero. Okay, we are now following Carlos up to our house to give us an estimate on some work and whatnot. We just met Carlos yesterday. He flagged us down asking us where we got the tires on the Montero. We started talking. It turns out he knows, he does a lot of work for as well, the fellow that owns the properties next to us and all around us. We had never met him. We looked it up on property records to figure out who owned it. And Carlos actually FaceTimed him. And so we were able to meet the neighbor, which was great. And now we're heading up to the house. We just stopped at his wife's food truck and got some absolutely bomb grub. Real Babes is still macking the pastelillo de camarón, which is like a shrimp empanada, but the like dough thing around it's like really light and flaky. And then we got some shrimp salad and some breadfruit tostones, which, oh my goodness, they are the best tostones I've ever had. Like, I am just stoked on them. They are my new favorite tostones. Oh my goodness, I can't get over how good these are. They are absolutely. Real Babe seems pleased.
I am very happy with it.
There's a party bus. It looks like a family reunion, Sandoval family.
Alright. Oh, this is
We are going to move this orchid that is growing on this dead old
You don't wanna
bush
keep-
like trunk
No, you're good, you're good.
over there where
No,
all the
it's
other
okay, it's
orchids
okay.
are.
This one, oh,
No, this is not. This
yeah,
is
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all the
Right
tree
here.
bush thing.
This one.
That's good.
Oh, oh,
That is sea grape.
It is.
I didn't see that.
Sea grape growing in the crook of the tree.
These up.
Yeah. This is an avocado tree, so we do have a couple. We're going to get those cleaned up.
So yesterday it was just this one that was eaten up. Look how many they've eaten today, babe.
my God.
Yeah.
See the
Looks like parrots.
You think?
Perico?
Perico.
Ah.
See, yeah. You can see the little parrot teeth mark or beak marks.
Beak marks, yeah. See,
There's a couple of parrots coming in now.
This is guayaba.
Pequeño verde fruta.
Sí.
See. We got another identified fruit tree. This is guayaba.
Put the machine right here now.
yeah.
What is this tree again?
Guava.
Guava.
Wow.
We're hanging out of this guava tree. And here's a big, not a big, he's a healthy sized male iguana right there. Stuff I put in the ground up here. There's another big Iggy up in this mango tree. But I don't know where he went. What you eating, baby?
This is tostones de pana, which is like a breadfruit tostone. And this is a shrimp ceviche or a shrimp salad, and they're both really, really good.
Carlos's wife made those.
Yeah, she has a food truck out on Islote Beach. And we stopped there and met Carlos, and she cooked up some really wonderful fresh food for us.
Those tostones are so
Oh
good.
my goodness. And that shrimp thing.
Oh, the shrimp was super fresh, super
Yeah,
good.
It really was.
Cleanest tasting shrimp I've had in a very long time.
It was.
Real Babes and I just left our house, and now we're heading up 681 to try to forage some coconut palms. Basically coconuts that we're gonna seed because we want lots of coconuts on our property. This is such a pretty drive. Oh, there's all that snake plants. We should have grabbed a shovel.
We should have. We could be foraging.
Yeah. Real Babes is grabbing a grocery bag because we need all this coconut husk fiber for our orchids and the trees. Okay, I got our first coconut palm. There it is. Just grab it real low. See if I can't get the whole thing to pull out. I don't think it's happening. There's some more here, but they're not started. I did get that one that started out though. There it is. We might even take that and plant it today. There's another one right there. Let's see if we can get this one out. We got 6 coconut palms. I was trying to get the window down so y'all could hear the music.
All right, so we're on this rural road here. This is pretty much our neighborhood. And back this way, see this coconut palm right here? I'm gonna do a little investigating and see if I can find any small coconuts that are already seeded. And I'm not seeing anything right off. Nope, but it's a nice little shaded roadside spot.
We were on the way home and we just ran into Victor. So we're gonna get out and chat for a little bit. Are they coming? There's a dog. Oh, that's your dog.
Yeah, it's my dog.
Yeah.
Riley, coge pa casa, mami. Pa casa. She's going home.
Aww.
It's a good dog.
Yeah, she knows.
Dude, they're smart. Yeah.
Yeah. What type
You-
of dog is that? It's a
Belga.
The Malino. Or Malino, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. I
Huracán.
love it.
Victor's calling the horses over. That one's pretty, man. Oh, they're both. I see them both now.
Baby. Yeah.
Oh, they probably hear
That's
me
the other
talking.
one. She's close to 30 years old. The one-
Really?
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
Coming down this one, another painting one.
Okay.
Andrómeda, toma. Andrómeda. Huracancito.
Quedé nada más que de frente.
Oh, they don't recognize you.
¿Sabe para qué?
No.
Para que si da la
Uh-uh.
vuelta se
I
queda.
don't know you.
Si no da la
They're
vuelta,
like,
nomás
who's
queda
the
ahí,
fat
no
furry
se queda.
guy?
Vente, huracancito. Huracán. Vente, toma. Vente.
Oye, anoche ganó el nene Fichi.
Vente, viste. Está fuerte, está cortado.
Chacho, ese nene está. Y por aquí.
Vente, papi, vente. Ah, ven aquí, neguito. Ven aquí.
He doesn't
En
like.
la siembra.
Ok, a siembra.
Nope, looks like it wasn't. Real Babes is following the wrong truck. Real Babes is now following the correct car. She followed the wrong car twice. I wasn't paying attention, so I was of no help. I was staring at my phone. But we are now going to see where the water main is.
Oh.
She doesn't live in here. The bills.
Are you hungry, baby?
Laura's got a new dog. Real Babes and I are beat. I ended up not videoing much. We ran into our neighbor Victor, who's actually one of the sellers that we bought this house off of. And he showed us how to get the water going, and now we have full water pressure. I know Real Babes is really excited about that. And I planted those coconut palms we foraged, but I don't think I really videoed them planted. We're gonna roll out. I actually think we're gonna stop at Islote Beach Restaurant. They're open till 8 and it's Sunday. And I think we're gonna grab some grub and then we'll be, well, we got a super busy day tomorrow. Real Babes is all excited. They just turned about a half dozen head of horses loose in the pasture behind us. But that thing bellowing, that's one of the, I think it's a Swiss dairy cow. Because that is a dairy farm behind us. We're about to get our grub on. Real Babes went with Dorado, which is mahi, and coconut curry sauce. I went with Trifungo.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Yeah. Okay, YouTube, this is the outro to tips on buying a car and houses in Puerto Rico. It's pretty straightforward. It's just different. It's just something that you're gonna have to figure out the differences on so you don't make mistakes. And I just turned onto our street. I'm about to pull into our driveway and I passed my favorite neighborhood dog around here and she is following me up the street. So I'll show y'all that dog before I sign off. Let's see if the dog made it up here yet. Hey, pupper, pupper. Hey, how are you? How are you? Good to see you. She's very skeptical of the dog food, but she's eating it.